So for this my rehabbing on a budget project assignment, I wanted to find items that really focused on the hand, and I think I did a pretty okay job of finding some things that are cheap, easy to use, and they're pretty simple. So the first one I got is simple nail clippers. So you can really work on these hand intrinsics, pushing down, opposition. That's the main goal. You can strengthen those small intrinsic muscles of the hand. You can actually make the exercise harder by adding something in between the clippers. So you have to push down a little bit harder. So that's a good way to work on some strengthening for the patient. It's pretty simple, really cheap. There's so much you can do with nail clippers, but for this purpose I just used it for some hand intrinsics. So my next item is just a contact holder. So when using this, I can work on my grip strength a little bit. It's a little difficult opening, but a clinician can simply tighten it as hard as they can, and they can make it more difficult for the patient, it's another goal for strength, focusing more on grip strength than anything, but it's still a relatively cheap and easy to use item. You can use right and left hands easily since they both come off, but tightening it down is the main point the clinician should go at, and that's just another good item we can use to help strengthen the patient's hands. Now the final item that I decided to use is also another simple item. Almost every household has it, and it's a pair of scissors. So I really wanted to focus on the muscles of the thumb. I actually have a patient at my clinical site right now that has thumb issues, a UCL sprain. So I wanted to use scissors to help strengthen the muscles of their thumb. So with this, you can have them go back and forth, real easy. You can add resistance with your hand, trying to get them to pull out. It's a little more difficult. You can push down while they try to resist, but all in all, I wouldn't stick anything in between the blades. That's a little dangerous, but I think that's a good cheap method of working on the thumb. Mainly all three of these items were used just to strengthen the hand, but since they're relatively cheap and they can be found in almost every household, I feel like these are great items to use if you're on a budget. And with that being said, these items might be used by me later on in clinical practice.